Oh, we're gonna have some fun today! Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Today we're taking a look at the Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series Beef Boss, Ruin, and Galaxy. And yeah, there's actually one more in the series, Sentinel. But funny story, we were at Toy Fair and I was doing my Jazwares booth walkthrough, and who joined me but Shartimus Prime. So we went through, we looked at the Halo stuff, we looked at something else, and then we ended up in the Fortnite little closed off section, and we were looking and going through, and Mike at Jazwares decided to give us both a sample. So I wanted Beef Boss, and thankfully Shartimus picked Sentinel. And as it turns out, since then, Sentinel has been the harder one to grab, at least for me. I missed it on Amazon, and it's still sold out there. And I haven't found a restock locally. So I'm going through this review without Sentinel. But if you want to see that review, go over to Shartimus's channel, and he's put a review of that up there. But looking at these three, it's your standard Fortnite packaging in the Legendary series. It's a big, wide open window. You see everything it comes with. On the side, same thing, Fortnite's character skins. On the back, just a simple look at the character skin, and then these funny little sayings from each character. All will fall. Victory is written in the stars. Victory, well done! That's my Beef Boss voice for whatever reason. And then down here, the other characters that are shipping, or the refreshes that are shipping with these new characters, and that's Peely and Raven. On the top, a window for the light to shine down on the figures. On the bottom, lots of legalese, barcodes. But let's get these open, see what's going on here, and since this is my least favorite look, I'm gonna go with Ruin first. And it's not as if I hate the design or anything, it just looks a little bit, I can't even say plain. It looks like a dude in armor that's some kind of morphing in red underneath kind of thing. I think in this day and age, I'm kind of spoiled. It's a cool design, I just don't feel any kind of excitement by it. I don't know why. Because it's executed well. I love the gunmetal gray that the plastic's cast in. It gives kind of an organic metal look to the whole thing. And this add-on part right here that goes up around the neck and the head, it does make, from the shoulders up at least, more interesting. The only real paint is red punched in here and there, but it seems really filled in on the arms and on the upper leg and here on the chest and at the eyes. But the further you get down, the less it fills in. Right here, it's just a line going around. And then down here, it just seems like throw a dot of paint in here inside the sculpted parts. I'm not sure if that's accurate to the game model or not, but me just looking at it, it seems like this should be filled in as much as this is filled in. The proportions make me feel that the arms are a little bit long, and that may come back to, well, the shoulder stuff up here. Interesting, yes, but it does seem like it makes the shoulders plug in a little bit low. And plus, with the extra sculpt work right there, you can't really get a lot of articulation, at least at the hinge at the shoulder. I was messing with the articulation, and that's interesting. It comes with an ab cap, and then the ball is coming down from the torso into a plug in the waist. That should just plug all back together. Oh, yep. Still hindered going forward. That's actually what I was trying to do. The more you go forward, the more it wants to pop out of that. Arc back's not bad though. And it seems like Jazwares has been tightening up on the detents a little bit. The little gears inside the joints. Everything is really, really tight. I think the biggest thing is, though, is the head seems a little bit small, especially for a dude in helmet. Or maybe this is this guy's body. Either way, because of all this adornment on the shoulders, it does make it feel, oh, look at that. I didn't even realize that was hinged. So you can ride them high or you can bring them down to the shoulder. Okay. That's cool. Reminds me kind of a Nightmare Dr. Bong. Going over articulation, there is a hinge at the top of the neck, and there may be a ball going up to the head, but because of the shape under there, it doesn't really do anything but look up and look down, and then swivel. There's no tilt to it. Like I just discovered, these shoulder pads are on a hinge joint getting out of the way of the shoulder itself, but the sculpt here still runs into the top right there. So you can't really raise any higher than that. And that's coming out of a butterfly joint that goes forward, a little bit back, rotates around. Ooh, it does miss it. Bicep at shoulder at the swivel at the bicep. Double elbow, the bicep kind of keeps it from going much further than 90. Hinge swivel, hinge at the fingers. Ball joint at the mid-torso. Not a huge amount of crunch, arcs back. Nice side to side, and that does rotate. And it also rotates at the waist. Hinge and swivel coming out at the waist. It comes all the way up. Back. Hinges That sculpted part right there wants to run into the waist. Not bad though. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee with a big old honking kneecap right there. Because of the sculpt, it doesn't get much past that. Swivel at the boot. Hinge at the ankle goes back. Goes forward. Forward facing pin for a little bit of rocker action. And then a toe joint goes up to about right there. For accessories, he comes with this shotgun. At least I think it's a shotgun. It seems like those are shotgun shells hanging off the side. Mostly cast in the same gunmetal gray of the body, but there is some red painted on right there. And then he also comes with this gun. I'm guessing it's a machine gun of some kind. This time has a lot of beige, and it kind of stands out against the rest of the weapons, but again, it's an extra paint app, so you can't complain about that. And then there's this gun. I like this design. It's nice, it's compact, it's got a little bit of green painted on the end. And I guess since he didn't come with any face plates, they gave him extra weapons. I'm still on the fence when it comes to the articulated fingers, but it does, I don't know. The fingers do seem tighter than usual, but not tight enough. Oh, well, I'm a liar. It does loosen up when I shake it, but he does hold it fairly well. He also comes with this bundle of dynamite. It has the fuse sticking out the top, some black tape wrapped around it. Has his harvesting tool. It follows the same motif as the body. Here's the gunmetal gray. There's some red punched in here and there. And that goes for the back bling too, but this is also a translucent piece where you can kind of see the light shining through. So it adds an eerie glow that I kind of wish was incorporated into the body too. Let's go this way. That seems gappy right there. Let's turn it around. That kind of forms a little bit better. Well, I don't know. It's still gappy. And when it comes to Galaxy, oddly enough, I was just talking about Ruin possibly being cast in a red translucent plastic to give it a little bit more oomph. I had actually forgotten that Galaxy is cast in a translucent purple. But it's dark enough to where you can't really see light shining through it, but it does work with the glitter being embedded in that plastic and kind of seeing it under the surface. It's really apparent at the torso and then down the leg. But the boot is cast in black. They could have easily came along and said, no, the boots need to be the same top material. Oh, well, there's the gloves too. They made them two different plastics. It's just a little detail that jumps out at me. I think this lighter purple color is an overspray of paint. It doesn't really cover up the glitter through the torso, but it just highlights some parts. It's a nice ethereal looking effect, especially when you get up to the head and he's got this long silver hair, the silver beard, the silver mustache, the silver eyebrows, and these glittery stars swirling around his head is plugged into the back. Oh, there for a second I thought you couldn't take it out, but you can. And here I love the look. Again, it works into some kind of, power from the universe in human form or something. I would stand this next to Silver Surfer or Galactus or any kind of cosmic being. Maybe that's why he's named Galaxy. There is some reuse here, which may have played into the, hey, let's cast this in a translucent plastic. Whereas with Ruin, seems like an all-new sculpt, so that may be where the budget went here. Galaxy does get more crunchy though. Crunchy Galaxy. I also like how the silver on the fingers ties back up to the hair. You can see the tactical look to it. And again, the reuse from previous figures of the shin pads, the legs, the crotch. You have this band that's a separate piece around the bicep. The bandana is actually plugged in though. Going over articulation, there is a hinge at the top of the neck, but you have this hair hanging down. You have this bandana hanging up. It gets in the way. So you have swivel, a little bit of forward and back, no tilt. There's a butterfly joint going forward and back at the shoulder. Oop, this band's trying to get away. Hinge and swivel at the shoulder comes up past 90, swivels around, rotation at the bicep, double elbow comes all the way up, hinge and swivel at the hand, and then of course the articulated fingers. More range of movement at the ball in the mid-torso. Again, there's an ab cap, you can rotate there too. Hinge and swivel coming out to the leg, kicks forward, goes back, all the way out. Marvel Legends. Take heed. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee. Oh, well, a little bit too much bagginess gets in the way. Swivel at the boot, and that shin guard is attached to that. Hinge at the ankle goes back, goes forward, forward-facing pin for rocker, and then toe hinge. You've been down here the whole time, hiding in the background. For accessories, he comes with this kind of old-school-looking machine gun, Tommy gun, whatever. Cast in the gunmetal, has some brown paint on it. A little basic-looking, but very Fortnite-ish. Same with the pistol, which I think is reused from Wildcard, maybe? We get this lighter gray plastic, a little bit of paint right there on the handle. Dynamite again. It seems like, wait, let me check something. Oh yeah, that's going to be a running theme with all these, I guess. It has a very basic harvesting tool. It's essentially just a pickaxe, but it's cast in that same translucent purpliness and then glitter inside of it. So it's a celestial or a cosmic pickaxe. And then the back bling is, I think, is it blue or purple see-through plastic? But because of the thinness, you can see light through it a little bit better. I love the yellow twirl though. This is kind of a warp zone that he wears on his back. That's nifty. And then to finish it off, like most other Jazwares Fortnite legendary figures, he has additional faceplates. This one's kind of calm. That just pulls off. Those just plug on, and there's an actual snap, so I think that's different from the initial offerings. But he also has this surprised face. And then he has kind of that grandpa look. He's happy. He's looking over the universe. All is well. These... yeah, not bad. I guess because you can unplug it, you can get it a little diagonal or move it around this way. Yeah, get it out of the way of his face. And then there's Beef Boss, the one I was looking forward to the most. I was so happy when Shartimus picked Sentinel. The Beef Boss was the other choice. And then to Shartimus, I was like, yes, you chose wisely. Not that I don't want Sentinel. I will eventually get him, but you know. But this all looking like Ronald McDonald's and Mary McCheese's Psycho Love Child. It's a cool design. Yes, there is some reuse. There's the old kick guards that we're used to. But the paint scheme with the red boots and the yellow undersuit and the blue punched in, and this is crazy. I love it. I'd kind of like an option without the tongue to give us just the burger look up here, but at the same time, I'm not sure if the torso is reused because of this bow tie, but again, it brings in elements of, well, I guess it both McCheese and Ronald. He's got this pouch here on the right side. What I didn't see in the package, though, is this condiment holster back here. It's pegged to the ass, it's not coming off, and these aren't coming out, but it's a nice little thing just to drive home the overall theme. There's your mustard, there's your ketchup. Now die, motherfucker! Even the yellow shoelaces just drive it home of what this is supposed to be. Same gripes as the rest of the line. The torso isn't the most mobile, and then I wish there was a ball joint up at the top of the neck. I thought there was, but it seems like none of these have any tilt to them. It's just a hinge at the top and then a swivel. But continuing that, there is a forward and back butterfly joint. This one seems kind of stuck. This one's more movable. Hinge at the shoulder, swivels around, rotation at the bicep. Double elbow, you would think it goes all the way up, but the sculpt right there kind of stops it. If this was open just a little bit more, you'd come all the way up. Swivel at the wrist, hinge, articulated fingers, ball joint at the torso, swivel at the waist, hinge and swivel at the hips. Are you seeing the consistency here? I mean, all the articulation scheme across the line matches, which is a cool thing. Back. Oh, heavy detents out. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee. Well, actually, that's better than the other two in this series. Swivel at the boot. Hinge at the ankle. Again, oh. Hinge at the ankle goes back. Ow, look at that. He just kicked the shit out of me, I guess. Actually, the shin guard got me. I went to rotate that way and it pinched the hell out of me. It's a terrible spot for a reviewer to get injured. Because Band-Aid stuck on me. Forward-facing pin for some rocker, and then a toe joint to there. For accessories, he comes with this gun. It's more silver than the other weapons in this series, and then some red thrown in up here and back here. He comes with two of these pistols, but it's actually smaller than the one that comes with Galaxy. The trigger finger goes into the guard, but because of the thumb holding it back here, they've almost compacted it to where it squeezes in and then it stays squeezing on the hand. It's even tighter than the other grips. I like that. I wish all the guns kind of came with this same setup. The gun holds the fingers tight and it stays in really nice. He's not the only one I'm gonna make bleed! Again, with the dynamite, he comes with a piece of cake on a plate. Fairly basic right here, but there is some polka dots painted back here. The harvesting tool is a spatula. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, it only makes sense. And then the back bling is some fries to go with this shake. It works with the hamburger head so damn well. I love the look of this all the way around. End of the world situation, you do not run up to this guy asking for help. You run away from this guy. Especially with his shin guards of death down here. Size-wise, Ruin stands at 5 3/4. Beef Boss stands at about 6 3/8 to the top of the olive. And then Galaxy stands at 6 inches straight up. And I think this is another reason Ruin's not my favorite. Just based on the design, he seems like he should be a big, huge character, and he's actually the smallest here. But maybe he's a little ass kicker. I don't know. I'm going by my own preconceived notions. And of course, they fit in with other Fortnite Legendary Series characters. Here's the figure arts Luke Skywalker Skywalker and the Star Wars Black Series Boba Fett. Ooh, Beef Boss could be a bounty hunter. They're a little bit small for Marvel Legends, but again, Marvel Legends kind of skews larger than 6-inch. And then the McFarlane line is definitely 7-inch. You can mix and match the monster type characters with the human characters, but going the other direction, the size is just way too different. But like Veeves and I always talk about, mixing some of the crazier characters into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, that kind of works. Okay, trying to get weapons in hands. This handle is way too big for this grip. You can't get it behind the thumb. Yeah, and trying to get a two-handed weapon in, if there's any kind of force working against you of trying to hold the other hand on it, it just pops out. I revert back to not liking the articulated hands. They're not the end of the world, but I don't know, formed hands for the weapons would be appreciated, I think. These pistols work fantastic though. All weapons need to have this grip. So at the end of the day, 3 more solid entries into Jazwares Fortnite Legendary series line. Like I said, Sentinel is also in this series. Go over to Shartimus's channel for that. The thing I like about this line is the consistent articulation and style. I mean, since the line began, it's been the same scheme all the way, same joints, and everything looks uniform. Now, I definitely have my favorites here, and I think it goes back to more design than it is actual action figure. Even though Beef Boss hurt me bad, he's my favorite here. It's just the design. It's a crazy looking thing. Galaxy, I love how he's kind of a starfield. Like you could see him lazily floating in space or something. He'll go with my cosmic shelves. If I don't do a Fortnite display, he may slip into my Cosmic Marvel shelf. And then Ruin, I think the design elements here work against it in action figure form. In my head, I picture this guy as a... In fact, if I did the 3 3/4 inch, I would probably put Ruin with them, just to have him as a big, bulky bruiser. Either way, I really, really like this line, and I don't care about Fortnite at all. So if you enjoyed the review, comment, like, subscribe, or whatever the platform you're watching this on allows. Much love to the plus. Right now, Dorkside Toys is sponsoring a weekly contest. Hey, giving away free toys, so check it out on patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh.